Hi, this is Richard Hayzler, proud principal of Pequannock Valley School, a grade 6 through 8 middle school in Pompton Plains, New Jersey, as part of the Pequannock Township School District. And welcome to this week's episode of Learning Sparks, where we learn and grow together, talking about instructional strategies that enhance student learning in your classroom. And today, I'd like to focus on the growth mindset. It's terminology that's used in educational circles throughout our country. You'll find it in educational articles, on Twitter, in blogs, and in conversations in the faculty room. How do we help students grow in our classroom? Academically, socially, and emotionally. And today, we're going to talk about how we can do that. If you look behind me, you see a bulletin board set up in my 7th grade math classroom. One of my teachers has decided to show students that there is a way to promote growth when sometimes maybe math might be a difficult subject for you. And it comes down to changing the language that you use. And so we'll talk today a little bit about how to improve the growth mindset in your classroom. But first, we need to understand that there are two types of mindsets. There's a fixed mindset that people believe that the skills that you have and the knowledge that you have is predetermined and you can't really improve upon it. And then there's the growth mindset, where one's intelligence can be developed through persistence, perseverance, effort, and a focus on student learning. So how do we get there? Because as a teacher, I think you can probably look out into your classrooms and identify students that have a growth mindset and students that have a fixed mindset. So it's our responsibility to get the best that we can out of all of our students. So how do we do that? Well, I think when we work with students, number one, we focus on effort. We need to teach students to be open-minded, that it's okay to try something new, that when it does get hard, it's okay to ask questions. Be open-minded about what you're learning, and that will change your mindset from one that may be predetermined, that I don't know how to do this, to I think I can get this if I work a little bit harder. The second thing that might help to develop a growth mindset in the classroom is developing the power of yet. When a student says, I don't know this, respond with, you know what, you don't know this yet, but you will, and here's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it together. That yet can be a very powerful word and can really change the dynamics of your classroom. The third thing that can help develop a growth mindset in your classroom is to have students learn from failure. Too often, students get a grade that they don't like, they put it in their notebooks and forget about it. They don't want to accept the challenge of developing mastery if they don't understand it. But if we take a grade and we take something that the students might not have done well on and have them keep working at it so that they do see success, you can learn a lot from failure. The fourth thing to develop a growth mindset in your classroom is to help students be open to feedback. And that begins with conversations that you have with them in the classroom as a teacher or an administrator. Have constant dialogue with your students and give them positive feedback, constructive feedback that helps them embrace their learning so that they can always seek to improve. And then the last thing is we need to teach students to be inspired by others' success. When somebody does something well in the classroom, celebrate it. Have each other celebrate their accomplishments in the classroom, because that can be a very powerful tool. One student, when they get celebrated in the classroom, it can make their day, it can make their week, it can make their entire year. So when you look at a growth mindset in the classroom, it begins with us. It begins with the teachers developing a system in place that are going to help students feel success. And that can begin with what's right behind me, and that's a common language. If a student says, I give up and I don't know it, say, you know what, you have a strategy there that you know how to use. Let's take a look and see if we can do it together. Student turns in work, this is good enough. You might come back and say, is this your best work? I think and I know that I've seen you do better, and you can do better. Let's see what we can do. Work on developing relationships and then foster that growth mindset. And you're going to see your classroom take off, and you're going to see sparks of learning like you've never seen before. This is Rich Hayzler, principal of Pequannock Valley School. You can follow me on Twitter @RichHayzler, and let's keep learning and growing together, always doing what's best for kids. Have a great day.